Not started yet, so go and put kettle on, and I shall be with you in a second. Right, not here yet. Not here yet. No. There I am. No, that's not right. Penguins go together. We're off. Wow. Morning. Started this on Monday. I am going to be definitely finishing it off tomorrow. Not entirely sure what that noise is. I missed one yesterday because I'm so poorly. I wouldn't normally turn out as many pictures as I have been doing. Some of them I like, some of them not so much. Let's have a look at this. You see that soup in there. Only 2 colours in there because if I put too many colours in there, it'll go all even muddier than it already is. Morning, Misha. How you doing? How's my dog? Whose name I keep forgetting. The film I was trying to think of that you should watch whilst being in a cabin on your own is an old classic. It's not frightening at all. It's a romantic comedy. Yeah. So you won't be frightened at all. It's called The Evil Dead. Yeah. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful, warm-hearted film. I think Tom Hanks is in it. And Goldie Hawn. Yeah. And then once you've done that, there's Evil Dead 1, 2 and 3, I think. And the Evil Dead 3 is a classic. It was done by a young man. And then once you've worked your way through those, you can watch one of the best things ever done on Netflix, which is recent. It sounds recent because it is recent. I think it was done a couple of either last year or the year before, and that's called Ash versus the Evil Dead, and that is just brilliant. If you ever get the in-laws round or the family, that is one. That is one for the family. Would I give you a nasty film to watch? That sound means that scrapey sound means I've probably been a bit too heavy-handed with the doing mindfulness. You sort of work on details and stuff, and one of them is to get the mood right, get the music right. Yeah, I've gone for no music at all. Yeah, in order to get the perfect relaxing picture. Yeah, got my team. I ain't got a team of developing these things. Yeah, but there's always the unknown, isn't it? There's always some tosspot who starts sanding the bloody stairs the minute you start. You'd think, well, why don't you just go down there and say something? There's no point. Just be a lot of shouting what at each other. Can you turn the sander off? What? The sander, can you turn the sander off? Who's Sandy? It's not Sandy, Sander. Could you turn the sander off? I'm sanding. I know you're sanding. Could you turn the sander off? You can off as well. No. I'm talking to my people. Can you turn the sander off? Oh, you go back. Everybody's buggered off. So there's no point. I just have to think that the reason why that I'm not the famous artist is because... Oh, it's gone quiet now. Oh, no. She's seen the error of her ways. Well, the person has seen the error of her ways. I'm not one to point fingers. Oliver? Oliver, his second name is Lovely. And I don't know if there is a Mrs. or Mr. Lovely, Yeah. But that's a big name to live up to. He's never ever seen, well, he may have seen it now, he's never seen My Fair Lady. And so when you go, all I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air. Never heard that. On English British culture, everybody knows a Monty Python clip. Everybody knows. I don't know anybody who doesn't know the Dead Parrot sketch. Well, my busy mate is he's from Zimbabwe, and he likes to watch historical dramas. I don't know if he saw Spartacus, but he was very keen. He was very keen on that. But he was watching a documentary on a particular subject, and so he turned up for our morning coffee, as we have every morning, in the craft centre, or we used to. And he says he'd been watching something on the Spanish Inquisition. So I said, as you have to do that when anybody mentions the Spanish Inquisition, I says to him, nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition, and he has not. He has no idea what reference this is because he has never seen Monty Python, right? Now I say nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. Total strangers on the next table say their first element is an element of surprise. So he looks quickly round at them. And then other strangers on the other table is and a total fanatical devotion to the Pope. And then I say another, there's four elements of surprise, and we all do the Spanish Inquisition sketch. And he just sits there looking totally confused. I was going, have you never ever seen the sketch? He says, no, I've never heard of it. Sounds like a vacuum cleaner, only worse. I might go and do a bit of sanding when EastEnders is on. That'd be bitter and petty, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Can I add another colour? Even though I said I'm not adding another colour. Who's that? Morning, Sally. Thing is, now it's quiet, I can't relax because, yeah, you see, lived in a flat years ago with a dodgy fridge, and it made this deep rumbling sound all the time. He couldn't sleep because the dodgy fridge was making a deep rumbling sound. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it would just stop, and then you couldn't sleep because you're thinking, oh, why has the fridge stopped making a deep rumbling sound? Or has all my food been gone? And then it would kick in again, and for a second you think, oh, everything's fine, the world is fine. It started making its deep rumbling sound. I once managed to get into quite a very, very popular youth hostel on the Lizard Peninsula in Cornwall, and it was absolutely a stunning place to be. When I got there, I was on my own, Billy no mates. When I got there, this is just amazing. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever been to in all my days. And it was just absolutely stunning. And within one night, I'd learned how to hate the place with a passion, because a fog came in, and it was a working lighthouse. Did I say windmill? Lighthouse. That ruined the story. I need to work on my storytelling. So a fog came in, and this noise, this low rumbling noise, just built up slowly, and the whole of this building would start to tremor as this low rumbling noise, and it was just horrible. And I was stopping in a dormitory with two other blokes, and we needed to speak to. If you've ever been youth hosteling, youths do not go hosteling. It's middle-aged men who were hosteling, and the whole building started to tremble, and all came up with different ways to avoid this awful noise, causing the building to shake, and this like, ooh, it's going off. And I came up with pillars. I'm deaf in one ear, so that did make it a little bit easier for me. So I just get all my pillars and I wrap my pillar around my head, just waiting for this to start up sort of every 10 minutes. This bloody row. and one of the chaps had actually got his mattress, and he just stuck his head in the mattress, sort of folded it up like a some nan, and nan bread, not nan as in grandmother, and he dealt with that, and the other one just went insane. It was horrible. If I could have done, if I knew where the switch was, I would have turned it off. And I woke up in the morning and there'd be all these ships all crashed into the rocks near it, and it would not have bothered me one bit because I would have just turned it off with a row. You might think, well, we'll go downstairs and just unplug the sander. No. No. It's not a reasonable woman at the best of times. You see this okay? Who's that? Good morning. Debbie. One of my 3 Debbies. I think she's the one who services men, mainly truck drivers in the week, just off the Ollerton roundabout. Mainly truck drivers in the week, and she does. She will do a lot of bikers at the weekend. So tired when she gets home, she can barely walk. Yeah, if the weather's bad, they have a green hut. You see, it's stopped now, but it'll start up again in a bit. I shall be doing an Instagram one soon, later on today. Very keen to carry on as though I'm working when I started off. Not so keen now. Oh, bugger. There's my favourite brush gun. I'm going to do requests, by the way. If anybody wants to suggest I do something. I'm not doing sausage dogs. I'm not that desperate for attention. Right, the first colour that went on was Indian yellow. I do like a bit of Indian yellow. This colour that is going on now is mixture of cadmium, yellow and cadmium orange. And then the next one that's going to go on is going to be cadmium red. I actually want to stop using cadmium pigments because they do have cadmium in them, and I don't think the people who make it in factories in India and wherever get treated very well. So why are you using it then, Evans? Because I've got a lot left. If you weren't vegetarian, would you eat the... Oh, well, I am a vegetarian. And if there was food in the house before, I'd wait until it had all gone. Because you can't wait for food. Oh, dear me. Now gone very quiet down there. I don't know what's happening. I'll turn that on its side so you can see the whole picture. So if you're watching on a phone, you can't move the phone on its side, which I've discovered because it just corrects itself. So what you have to do is try and twist your head into a position. You know when you're a child, or some of you, when Misha still is, and you're playing on the street or something, and there was always the nebby neighbour, there was always the curtain twitcher that is looking through the window at you. You just know that your ball is always going to end up stuck in there. Gone. Well, I am now turned into a curtain twitcher. I'm standing looking out the window where I do all my painting. Call it a studio. I want to melt this. They gave me some tomatoes yesterday, and which is very, very nice. Very kind of them. Now I've got a problem. The problem is now I ain't got any compost. Remember the olden days when you used to grow stuff, and the brown stuff that you grew stuff in was just called soil, and that's what it was. And there was no such thing as the wrong kind of soil. It was just soil. A big fat head in the way. If I left this to dry and then did the bit that I'm doing now after it had dried, I would do a much better job, because I wouldn't be using my hand to avoid touching the paper. Please. I used to go on Facebook way too much, and I eventually calmed it down a bit. I stopped going on it so much, and this is a good thing. And but I am now going on it an awful lot, too much. And Jack, my son, introduced me to a word that I've not heard before. You've fallen down a Facebook hole where you just go on it for 10 minutes. Am I pointing out something that is actually really that obvious I don't need to explain? Glenn, how you doing? Do you know you're going down the motorway and it's all coned off, and there's somebody in the middle looking official, might have a clipboard. Do you have clipboards, Glenn, or is it all done on a whatever now? Anyway, he does that. He's the one with the clipboard pointing. And I'm going to drop a little bit in there. Right, the reason why the other bits are not being done is because I don't want them to bleed into each other. Bleeding a little bit, it's just fine. We've got two Debbies now. Debbie does the... Right, I've got two Debbies, so I think I've definitely got one of the right Debbies. Debbie's does lady gardening. Who'd have thought that'd be a job? Because growing up in the 70s and 80s, ladies didn't. You got your 3 bits of pubic hair under the armpits, and then the other bit, And then as you got older, they all sort of joined together. Yeah, keep you warm in the winter. But now they have them. I don't understand it. I don't know what understand. I mean, I'm going to be going to. My beard is in a bit of a mess. So when this lockdown all goes, I'm going to go and have a beard trim. And I wonder if it's the same sort of chair, but you just stick your feet in the air and they have a little chat where they're going, anywhere nice for the holidays? That's kind of thing. I wonder if that's how it works. Or do you lie flat? And is it like, I don't know. I don't understand what they do with... do they have a little picture? There's little pictures all over the wall where you can choose your style. And then you've got your like your Bulgarian au natural. I know there's something called an LA, isn't there, which is like a hedgerow. Would that be right? And then you've got a Brazilian, which is I assume it gets its name from deforestation. I don't know anymore. I don't know. You choose. You could in lockdown, Debbie. You could do a little, because people are having their hair cut at home, aren't they? And there's little tutorials on how to do it. I'm going to say, who on earth would you get to model for that for? You don't tell them. Don't tell them. As long as you don't put the face on, they'll never know. Right. I think that was a good thing because it was educational. I encourage other businesses, and the noise has gone now because I've finished. Right, hopefully that was between 20 minutes and half an hour. I'll let you have a closer look at this. There we go, we've got that dribbling in. I'm going to take some little bits off those edges and I'm going to say goodbye. So, without further ado, goodbye.